Stunning landscapes, ancient forests, and spectacular wildlife.
Wow!
These are some of the many national treasures in America's national parks. Park Service Director Jonathan Jarvis considers himself a lucky man.
For the last 100 years, the National Park Service has been charged by the U.S. government to manage the very best of America, the very best places that represent both our natural and cultural heritage. So to be part of this organization and to be in the directorship is really a lifelong dream for me.
Jarvis has been with the U.S. National Park Service for 40 years and the director since 2009. He oversees 412 sites, from massive national parks like the Grand Canyon and Yellowstone to historic monuments and Civil War battlefields.
I like to say the National Park Service is the only federal agency with the responsibility to ensure the public actually has fun. So we have a lot of places that are there for the enjoyment of the American people and visitors from around the world. But also we want you to learn something, to take something away, whether it's to learn about nature or plate tectonics or climate change, but also about history.
That history includes places that tell stories of a darker side of America.
So for example, Manzanar, a National Historic Site in California, is a place that tells about the confinement and internment of Japanese Americans during World War II under an executive order from Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And over 100,000 Japanese Americans were rounded up at bayonet point and put into prison camps for multiple years during the war just because of their ethnicity. And the Park Service has been charged with telling that kind of story.
And while America's national parks are protected, they're not immune to climate change.
For instance, the glaciers in Glacier National Park are predicted to be gone within 20-25 years. We're seeing fires burn in the national parks and other public lands at least a month longer than historically. And we're seeing species being forced to migrate and not necessarily having the corridors to connect between parks and protected areas across the landscapes.
How cool is this?
But Jarvis has a lot of support to help protect the parks, including from President Barack Obama, who recently spoke at Yosemite National Park.
Just look at this scene. You can't capture this on an iPad or a flat screen or even an oil painting. You've got to come here and breathe it in yourself.
As the National Park Service heads into its second century, Jarvis hopes it will be around for many generations to come.
I hope that the Park Service thrives in its second century, that it is established on a sound foundation of financial support. But really the key is the public support, that the public still views the National Park Service as essential.
Julie Taboh, VOA News, Washington.